I want to leave my fiancé after my best friend confessed to me.
Confessed to you that your fiancé is actually an alien.
Trigger warning, homophobia.
Uh-oh.
My 32 female wedding is a bit over a month away. Me and my fiancé, 47 male, have been dating since I was 26. And we were planning our wedding over this last year. My best friend, 31 female, lives pretty far away, but she has been helping me through FaceTime calls and an occasional visit with my wedding plans and picking all the cute things for it to be the perfect day. She was going to be my maid of honor. By the way, this comes from Spiritual Rough 4929, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Michael Douglas.
I'm Keon. What did you just say?
I'm Dakota.
And
What
we're
did you
here to
say?
give good advice, Gooflake. But we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. Let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, we have been best friends since we were in our late high school years and went to the same college, shared dorm, etc. Basically as close as we could get. My best friend is a sapphic, and through my college years, I identified as a bi woman. We never went further than a few kisses on a night out, and it was never serious. Or so I thought. My best friend lives in a very queer-friendly place and has continued to engage with the community and lives a queer life. I, however, kind of left that behind in my college years. Not saying being bi is a phase, just after moving to a more conservative place to live around my brother and getting a new job and meeting my now fiancé, that part of my life kind of felt like a closed chapter that I did not revisit often in my mind. During a late-night FaceTime call for all the planning and finishing touches with my best friend, she confessed to me.
Oh?
It was a deeper conversation than just that, reflecting on our young lives together and all our experiences, how she has not found anyone yet she is connected with. I told her that she'll find someone who will be the perfect match for her, to which she kind of went silent for a bit and asked if she could tell me something. This led to a long confession of how she feels she missed her chance with me, that she's sorry for waiting until now to say it, but she needs to get it off her chest, that being so far from me has been painful for her, and she didn't really realize why until recently, and a lot more about her love for me. I was kind of stunned. Didn't know what or how to respond, but I did not say anything negative, just needed to process it. As I feel most people would do, I felt obligated to tell my fiancé the next day. I had not worked out my own feelings about it yet, but I do not like keeping secrets, so I felt like I needed to tell him so he didn't find out like weeks later or something and feel like I kept from him. He blew up at me, started accusing me of being a sapphic. However, he did not use that word, a slur in place of it. I'm breaking up.
Can't slur me like that.
I'm breaking up. So OP comes to you, tells you, oh, hey, I just, need to get this off my chest. My friend just confessed to me. And then instead of being like, thank you for telling me, like, how do you feel about that? It wasn't even OP being like, I'm leaving you. Literally just being honest about what just happened. You react with homophobia.
They go,
Disgusting.
slur.
Yeah,
Get out of my
disgusting.
life. Slur.
That I was leading him on and just some gross queer, saying nasty things about my best friend too and calling her slurs as well. How I must have known this the whole time. Immediate breakup. The whole situation was so insane so suddenly. My fiance's temper has been extreme in the past, but never at me. Red flag. We've got to keep an eye out for those red flags. We have not ever really encountered any crazy bumps in the road. Of course, we have had arguments, but nothing major. I was aware he had a temperament, though, from other arguments he had had with family. I said I needed the bathroom and quickly rushed to call my brother before my fiancé had any time to think, and asked my brother to come and help me, kind of afraid of my partner in the state he was in. My brother picked me up and thankfully avoided any harm from my fiancé.
Makes me feel like this guy's probably been cheating or something.
Yeah, I
And
feel
to
like there's
react to this,
projection
it's not
here.
like you were like, yeah, like I hooked up with this person.
Or even I have feelings for this person.
It was like,
she confessed to
right.
me.
Just crazy.
Other than a few screams and a bang on his car as he was driving away in a hurry. I am in my brother's house now and have been for a few days. My fiancé has tried showing up multiple times, even though we have asked him not to. My brother is older than me and is definitely doing all he can to protect me, which I'm super grateful for. I feel like I obviously have to leave him. I know it's crazy. I'm debating this. But I guess before breaking it off, I really do need to ask if it is wrong of me. No! I am torn up and confused. I understand that maybe this would make him upset. Maybe he thinks I have had this secret affair or something. That I have been withholding this from him somehow and should have known she felt this way for me and abandoned her. I do not know. Him reacting with anger is terrifying. Him reacting with homophobia is terrifying. All of these things are telling of what kind of person he is.
I've never heard someone go, sometimes your partner just slurs you.
Yeah,
Sometimes your partner just calls you a slur and yells at you and screams at you. And you know what? It just means that they care. I have never heard that.
Never heard it. Regardless, I feel like I cannot stay with him because of the way he talked about queer people. Sparked some feeling in me that I felt I pushed down since being with him. I'm very morally against homophobia. I mean, I would hope so in general, but also because you're a bi woman. And do not think I can tolerate this even if he apologizes and makes things right. It unveiled how I think he really feels, which is not okay with me. He doesn't accept you as a person. He doesn't accept your friend as a person. This is
just a slurson.
Yep, that's it.
This guy's bad.
I just feel so torn, worried he'll tell everyone I cheated or something to gain sympathy if I do decide to leave. We live in a small suburban town. I moved out here with my brother, and it's how I met my now fiancé, so I'm really paranoid. This is going to spread to my work colleagues too, and our neighbors who have known him for his whole life. So would I be the a-hole for leaving him after all of this? No. I feel so trapped in this small town to the point where it feels like my life will explode somehow if I end it. Maybe I am the a-hole and should have noticed her behavior sooner and cut it off with her. It is not your friend's fault.
This really just reads like
There's
that,
an update, but
that you do want and should leave, but it's more like I think you're looking for the strength to do so.
Yes.
This small town, life exploding, blah, blah, blah. You know that this is the right move, but hard.
I don't even think your friend did anything wrong. Like, yeah, it's kind of to confess something before a wedding. However,
I do agree with that.
What?
Well, Gayla's got a comment that I hate people that do just doing this right before other people's weddings.
I don't think that's good.
Because it leads to the sort of intent of like, well, is the reason you're saying this right before my wedding because you want the wedding to stop so that now we can be together? It's like,
I think the timing is bad.
Keep it to yourself.
I think the timing is bad, but I think
it's almost good.
Yes.
Because now you've exposed
Exactly. That's my point.
That your husband is just a horrific person, and this is not the life you want for yourself.
Yeah. Like in terms of your relationship with her, bad timing. In terms of just getting you out of the situation and revealing a lot of terrible stuff, good timing. Update. Some people privately messaged asking for an update. First, to address a few things, my title, or maybe the way I wrote the last post, may have come off the wrong way. Not leaving my husband for her. I'm leaving him over his reaction.
That did not come off that way at all.
Yeah, no.
0% did that come off that way. Of course, there were people in the comments being like,
"Of course you're leaving your husband for a woman. He was right about you."
And OP continues, when I told my fiancé what she told me, I didn't pose it as a breakup or like I was rethinking our marriage. I was telling him in a way to imply I wanted some support in uninviting her to the wedding, since I didn't want someone who was in love with me, even my best friend there on the day I was committing my life to someone else. Yeah, if this was a normal relationship and someone confessed to you right before your wedding, then yeah, I'd be like, you probably shouldn't be at the wedding. Probably affects our relationship. But in this case, totally different. So no, he didn't lash out because I gave him the info in a way where he thought I was questioning getting married. I've now seen in other posts that people fake name people in the stories, so it's easier to understand. So from now on, my fiance's name is Ian, 47 male. And best friend's name is Sarah, 31 female. So it's been around 2 weeks since everything went down. Ian gave me a big scare and was being pretty terrifying after I told him Sarah had told me she had feelings for me. Clear some things up. Typically, me and Sarah would have these wedding planning video calls, apart from the few times she came to visit, while I was sat in the living room or dining room if Ian wanted to watch the TV. He would pitch in with his ideas. I wasn't hiding in a basement or anything. Sarah has visited us multiple times with partners she had and alone. I thought Ian liked her and had no problems. Some people asked if he was aware of my past with her, and yes, he was. We prided ourselves on openness, and Ian shared a lot about his past with me. He has a few exes he's in contact with who live in our small town that he's grown up in, and he knew about my relationships and experiences with girls in my college years outside of Sarah. I know you didn't see this thing as a phase, but I think he absolutely did. I think he saw your bi-ness as a phase.
It was never a phase, Ian.
Yeah, I think he was just like, oh, that was a phase, so it's fine, I can marry you, and it doesn't affect me. When in reality, that's just who you are. That is your identity. And now he's realizing that and is being like, oh, gotta put on the homophobia. It's never seemed like a big deal to either of us, I thought. Ian tried showing up multiple times, attempting to get into the house. He'd bang on the door, look in the windows to try and look for me, shout from the porch to let him in. It was quite scary, and I'm a naturally paranoid person, so this was really anxiety-provoking. He was leaving nasty voicemails, hundreds of messages. It was a lot. I answered very few times in the beginning when I thought we could patch things up and was convincing myself that maybe things could be fixed still. Telling him how I was sorry if I ever made him feel uncomfortable in my friendship with Sarah, that I wished he'd informed me if this entire time he was uncomfortable with us having a small history, and that I didn't want him to think I knew this whole time she loved me, because I didn't.
All of this because someone else said they had feelings for you.
I'm sorry, you apologized to him?
What are you apologizing for?
You apologized to him? Honestly, wow. I mean, like, I understand that I think you're going through a lot and you're probably reeling, but like the things that he said about you and your friend, again, your friend is like in the wrong for the timing of when she confessed to you, but that doesn't mean that she deserves to have a bunch of slurs directed at
Only
her.
way this is okay.
And you.
And
Don't
you,
forget
exactly.
you,
No,
yeah.
that's my point. It's like not only is it you, but I think sometimes it's hard to,
There
Yeah.
needs to be a tumor involved for this to have been
Yeah.
okay in any way.
The switch flipped immediately, and then he went tiny bigot brain.
The thing is that I think that it's kind of the thing of like, parents supporting other queer children, but not supporting their own.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm fine with it if someone else is doing it. But the second that there's any hint of his fiance being queer, he's like,
It's just crazy to be
Yeah.
like, how is this never really,
Yeah.
not necessarily prolific in your relationship, but how is this never brought up? Or,
I think, yeah, people hide it well until it seemingly affects them.
yeah, weird.
She never made passes on me, gave me hints or any type of things like that before her confession. All of my apologies were met with more slur calling, more angry voicemails, and a lot of misogynistic things about how I was less of a woman for thinking I needed anyone but a man. Queer women are confused, this guy is disgusting, and need to be dominated and put in their place by a man.
Oh, wow.
And it's disgusting. That my past with women outside of Sarah disgusted him, and I should be begging for forgiveness and cut off any queer friends I had because they were clearly like parasites.
Wow, that is.
Dude,
Man,
this
it's
guy-
disgusting.
This guy is just like
And
had a
that's-
crush on a dude one time and had no idea how to deal with it and turned into a giant bigot. That
Awful,
was his
man.
coping mechanism.
And that's OP's just like the tip of the iceberg. We're not giving you the full details here. That's crazy.
Now, this is where I stopped responding because that moment snapped the tether of our relationship.
That's the moment?
I think maybe OP just got to a point where it was
It was
like,
like,
oh.
it was hanging by a
Yeah.
floss.
Yeah.
Yeah, now.
I could understand him getting angry. Maybe he let resentment build and just broke down. However, his extreme homophobia made me realize this is not the person I want to be married to. We had many talks about political issues. All these years, he was always in agreement with me about queer rights, love is love, the whole lot.
Wow.
Again,
You called it.
It's when it affects you that people change. And regardless of if he says sorry now for lashing out at me, I now know his true feelings on equality and how he views not just me, but all queer people. Ian never once apologized for anything he said. There was no pleading for me to come back. He seemed to believe he was completely in the right for how he treated me that day, which I just can't live with. So I devised with my brother how best to proceed. I wasn't comfortable meeting with Ian in public because of his previous history of physical violence towards family members in disagreements. Really keep an eye out for those red flags, those blazing red flags that you've mentioned throughout this post
We've
that
got a
you
little
noticed
bit of-
before.
color blindness going on here, I think.
And I wasn't comfortable with him coming to my brother's house because I refused to allow a man acting this irrationally into the home my niece lives in. I won't create that environment for her, so we settled on text. I won't bore you with the entire thing, but my main points were that I'm leaving him. Not for Sarah, not for anyone but myself. That the behavior he displayed on that day was scary, and the way he got up in my face and started knocking things over and looked as if he was getting angry enough to make physical attacks on me wasn't something I could live with.
Well, at least we have that clarity. That's good.
That I can't be with a person with the morals he displayed towards queer people, even if he said sorry. The rants he went on during messages were disgusting and made me realize he's not the person I want to be with. And lastly, that his previous offer of getting therapy only after we got married a while ago now, after a physical altercation he had with one of the members of his family, was not good enough for me anymore. And I didn't want to be legally tied to him before he decided to get help he clearly needs for his anger issues. After I sent the message, I began calling off things for the wedding. One of my only close friends in town that wasn't tied to me through Ian offered to drive me around to the different local stores we had placed orders with to cancel them. I knew this would cause talk in the town since we're a semi-small population. Everyone pretty much knows everyone. But at this point, I was too exhausted to care. If people gossip about it, that's just human nature. And I can't control what story Ian decides to tell people. That's his cross to bear. I've gotten no responses from him, radio silence other than a read receipt, almost immediately after I sent the text confirming he has seen it. All I've gotten is unsavory messages from his mother saying similar things as he did before about how I need to bow my head to him and be a good woman, that men are naturally aggressive.
What?
And that I needed to accept him for who he was.
Like we're just
What?
chimpanzees.
I hate that. Yeah, I hate that logic of like, oh, men are just naturally like, it's like, no, I don't know. Like you think that you're both better and also just like an animal. You know, it's weird. So I assume she and the rest of his family know we've called things off. I've left him to inform his side of the family about that. None of them have sunk any money into our wedding, thankfully, so there is no conversations needed to be had about refunding people for anything, apart from people from my side who I've dealt with already. My brother and his friend dropped by Ian's house while he was at work and got all of my things, triple-checking they got everything before leaving my key to his house on the table with a note. We bought some expensive things as a couple, but I honestly have no energy to fight over who gets to keep what. He can keep the whole lot as long as it means I don't need to be alone in a room with him again. I didn't ask them to take anything I didn't buy fully myself, or anything that wasn't a gift to me because I didn't want to give him any ammunition to show up demanding anything back so he could get any angrier. Now, I've rescheduled my time off with work that I had arranged for a month for my wedding for now. I was able to get money back for flights I booked for my parents and Sarah to come for the wedding. And I'm now using that money to fly to the city I grew up in to stay with my parents for some emotional recovery. And while I work out what I'm going to do now that I don't have my own place in town, may decide to move back to the city since I'll just end up bumping into Ian all the time in town. And I'm not sure I want to live like that. I think you need to move. I think this town is too small, too conservative. I think you need to move.
Too good for this town, OP.
So that's all that happened up to this point. I have my flight booked, my parents' support, and my friends' support as well, which has been greatly needed in this time. Being able to connect with all my old friends who I was really distanced from living out here will be really good for me. And many people have been messaging me and offering me their places to stay when I fly out in support. For updates on Sarah, there isn't much to tell. I've spoken to her quite a bit through this time. She's been very apologetic and feels like this was her fault. And she's helped send out things to people letting them know the wedding has been called off. I haven't really addressed her feelings towards me yet, or even had time to give it any thought to how our friendship will go on, or if she'll need any space for me if I reject her. But I honestly can't think about any romantic relations with anyone right now, and I'm not sure I'll be able to for a while. She clearly gets this has been a crazy time for me, and I'm sure I'll be able to actually speak to her about it properly once I get to the city, and hopefully we can sort things out from there. I won't be dating anyone anytime soon. Sorry to anyone who thought I'd romantically run into her arms at the airport and immediately date her. By the way, I want you to immediately, after this story, listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left, but
Anywhere else. Live
Anywhere
anywhere else.
I think it's also a great idea to not get into any relationships right now. I mean, I I'd love for you and Sarah to run off into the sunset together, but also I would love for you to heal from your relationship trauma before we do any of that.
Yeah, take a breather,
Take a
honestly.
breather,
With all
a
that,
long
take
breather.
a long breather.
Yeah, you're about to get
Boy.
married to this guy. Take a breather.
Give yourself a vacation. Take all the time you want. You don't need to be in a relationship with anybody but yourself.
True.
But there's a little bit more. That's all for me now. I'm thankful it seems the ending of the relationship from my end hasn't been met with anything but silence from Ian outside of his mother's messages. He probably knows that I'm serious and there's likely no arguments left in him after the hundreds of texts and voicemails he sent me. Those things made me think he'd continue after I ended things, but he didn't. I'm thankful that he seems to have just accepted it from my point of view and hasn't bombarded me with anything so far. I hope that behavior continues. P.S. to the person who said to me that if I was to stay with him, what if we had queer kids? Do I really think staying with this person will benefit my life and our kids' lives? If I choose to stay with him and have a family? Your comment really helped me and made me realize that I simply couldn't have kids and legally tie myself to him because I don't want any future children of mine to live in a place where they might fear coming out. Thank you for your comment. It really helped me see the bigger picture of what I was choosing for mine and my kids' lives if I chose to. And that is the end of that story. And I'm glad that you
don't know how
came
you
to that
could
realization.
ever choose to stay at all.
I also
period.
don't. With a person who just like hates your identity. But you are not choosing to stay, so that's great.
Your identity, but also with that mindset of just like, I don't even want to repeat what the mindset was.
Just disgusting.
Like, you have to
language.
adhere to me
Yeah.
because I'm a man.
Yeah, disgusting. I'm glad that you were out of that. And I hope that you find yourself and you find a better place and you have a support system that's better than him, which, I mean, really anything's better than him. So that's the end of that story.
You yourself, OP.
So true. And we've got another one coming right up.
My boyfriend switched his relationship status from me to his female friend.
What sounds like he's your ex-boyfriend.
I, 20 female, feel really terrible right now. My boyfriend, Michael, 20 male, and I have been dating since April of 2010, when we were in 8th grade, so for just over 6 years now. Up to this point, we have had an amazing relationship. We are each other's best friends through and through. We've definitely had our ups and downs, but we've never officially broken up. We've always worked through any issues we had, and he's never given me a reason to distrust him. Until now. By the way, this comes from user MadP1865, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Keon.
And we are here to give you good advice, goofily, but we don't have all the answers, so if you would do something different, let us know in the comments. And OP says, we go to different colleges. We're about 6 hours apart from each other for most of the year. Spring break of last year, my freshman year, I went to his college to visit him, and I met his friend Kayla, 20 female, who was very close to him. Yet he had never mentioned her before. I wasn't expecting him to, and I'm not that jealous girlfriend that won't let her boyfriend be friends with other girls. But given her behavior, I thought that me not knowing about her was suspicious. She was very nice to me, but she was openly flirty with Michael, even in front of me. Yeah, this is just one of those stories of a relationship that doesn't survive college.
Yeah. It's like this is a relationship from the 8th grade. Doesn't discredit your pain or the fact that he has hurt you. But it is just like this is a relationship that's been going on since 8th grade. You were both very young and have seemingly grown apart in that time. And yeah, it's time, I think, like to find someone who you can grow with rather than this guy.
She was touchy with him. She made suggestive comments, etc. Michael always looked extremely uncomfortable, and he never flirted back, but he never told her to stop either. Several days into my visit, I confronted him about this, and I asked him if she knew I was his girlfriend. He said, yes. I told him that her behavior was crossing the line and that he needed to set boundaries with her, starting with telling her to cut it out. He apologized and said he would. After that, Kayla stopped flirting with him in front of me, but the day I left to go back home, she said one thing to me, and I remember her exact words. You know, there was no need to worry. Don't you trust him? That kept swimming around and around in my head for weeks on end. She said it so cattily.
Jeez.
And it was coming from her of all people. I tried to shake it off and not think about it, but it was really hard. She just said it in a way that sounded so, I know something you don't.
Shut up, lady.
Get out of here, lady. I
You
don't like
stink.
you. Yeah, well, apparently her stink was the stink for Michael. Stank just right for him.
Ew.
Don't shame people's stank.
I just don't like what you said. I'm shaming you.
I shame your stink all the time.
True.
I told Michael about it, and he said not to worry about it. She was always saying things like that. I kept pressing it, but he insisted that it was nothing more than just a jealous comment, so I dropped it. Time passed, and Kayla added me on Facebook, and I accepted just to be friendly. This was when I started seeing a lot of posts about her and Michael that never came up on my feed before because Michael never posted about things they did together. They went to the movies together, they went to games together, they went to concerts together, they went everywhere. In every post, Kayla added a caption that had a nickname for him in it. I could tell it was a special nickname because she used it every time. In the pictures, I saw that Michael always looked silently uncomfortable. He always had a weak smile on his face. I know his uncomfortable facial expression, and he was always wearing it in those posts. Yeah, uncomfortable because he's like, my girlfriend's going to see this post of my girlfriend.
Yeah, oh no.
I'm uncomfortable.
No, I'm cheating.
I'm going to get exposed as having another girlfriend.
I'm going to be the two-girlfriend man.
Oh, they call me the two-girlfriend guy. I felt somewhat paranoid, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to come off as the jealous girlfriend who can't trust her boyfriend because he has a close female friend. I also didn't unfriend Kayla because if I did, it felt like drama would ensue. About half an hour ago, I was scrolling through and I saw that Michael changed his relationship status. Before, it was in a relationship without any specific person mentioned. Mine the same way, but now it says in a relationship with Kayla. It's over. Right?
It's Jover.
It's so over.
That's how you break up with people? You just say, change my Facebook status.
I feel like that's what it used to be back in the day.
Yeah, someone looked on the Facebook and they were like, wait, no.
Back in the
I've
day.
been broken up with. Yeah, they didn't text you to break up with you. They just changed their Facebook.
Do you remember that? Where like people were like, it's complicated.
I remember the it's complicated.
I've never used Facebook in like an actual way.
Yeah.
I have a Facebook because I have to have one.
It's like when you announce that you are in no relationship with somebody on Facebook, everyone went crazy in high school.
Never,
it was like, oh my God, they like practically proposed. Like they're married now.
It was a big deal. Felt like my heart dropped down into my stomach. The post was made 10 minutes before I saw it, and there were already several comments on the post. I clicked to look at them, and the first few comments were people saying, congratulations, and about time, and things like that.
Yeah, that's what it is. Everyone goes crazy.
I don't know any of the people who made these comments. The second to last comment was Michael, and it said, a joke, guys, it's a joke. Don't take Kayla seriously. Kayla, I hate you. And the last comment was Kayla saying, haha, aw, sweetheart, don't be in denial, winky face, and 10 people liked her comment.
This is giving me such internet PTSD, like Facebook PTSD back in high school.
The old days.
The old days.
In the olden eras.
I was there during the text.
I stared at that post for what felt like an eternity. Then I checked my phone, and I have several texts, all from my friends and one from my mom, dad, and sister. All of them asking me why Michael changed his relationship status. And I haven't answered any of them yet.
How old is this post?
Michael hasn't texted me. It's from 2016.
Yeah. Wow, that's actually pretty recent for this to all be happening on Facebook.
This was on the decline.
Yeah.
Two things. Is he cheating on me, or is this just a joke, as he said?
No, he's cheating on you.
On me, what do I do? Even if he's not cheating on you, he's just like letting this Kayla girl run rampant through his life, which is the same thing as like disrespecting your relationship.
He's disrespecting your relationship, and what do? You break up with him. And that's that.
It's that easy, folks. There's an edit. Michael is home for the summer, so I went over to his house. I knocked on the front door, and Kayla opened the door wearing a bathrobe.
So he's cheating on you.
Yeah, it's over. If it wasn't over now,
it's definitely over now.
Over. If it wasn't over then, it's over now.
Over now. It's definitely over
now. If it wasn't over now, it's definitely over now. Kayla lives 4 hours away from us, a state away. I asked her what she was doing there, and she smirked and said Michael wasn't home. I told her she did.
Wait, I think it's even funnier if she's hacked Michael's Facebook account and broken into his home, all as an elaborate ruse to make OP think that Michael is cheating on her, and then try and steal Michael from her.
Yeah.
And Michael just doesn't know any of it.
Michael is just
I think that's a funnier version.
Nitwit.
Yeah.
I told her she didn't answer my question, and her reply was, I'm voting for the week. I didn't have anything to say to that. I felt absolutely destroyed inside. I turned around without another word and started walking back to my car. She shouted after me, sorry things had to end this way. F her, dude. Who the F is she to say that to me? He was cheating on me, and there's an update.
Yeah, I mean, not much to be done other than break up, I suppose. Yeah, that's about it. That's my advice. Break up, be done, get off Facebook for a while.
Change your relationship status to it's complicated.
It's complicated, and then we're good. We're solid, man.
I'm just trying to think of like the proper avenue of justice.
For OP?
Yeah. How should justice be dispensed? I mean, honestly, this Kayla girl sounds insufferable. So
Yeah,
in
she
a
sounds
way,
terrible.
him having to date her is already
Yeah, he's
a
gonna get his own
suffering
comeuppance.
penance of itself.
Yeah, it's like dating your own personal torture. It's gonna be awful. I don't think he's gonna be happy long term. This girl's crazy. And he sucks too. And they can suck together.
Whoa, what
Oh,
are they
shoot.
doing?
Uh-oh.
What are they
Dang
doing,
it.
Sophia?
I walked right into it.
Update, Michael came to my house.
Well, get him out of there.
When I opened the door, I found him crying his eyes out. I asked him what was going on, and this was all I heard until I closed the door on him. That he slept with Kayla just before they left for winter break freshman year. She was indeed visiting him, and he didn't tell me because he didn't know how to, because he's a little coward baby boy. When I went to his house to talk to him, he was indeed home. He was very, 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 very sorry. And, by the way, you never have to be sorry. As long as you listen to full episodes with stories like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, just search OK Storytime. And you too can listen until the end of time, till the heat death of the universe.
Yeah. These people stink. And I hope you don't let Michael in.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
Send him away.
I'm glad you stopped dating Michael because I'm pretty sure it's illegal to date a baby.
Yeah. Oh.
Goo goo ga. Here's my
Mm.
impression of Michael.
Ow. My ear
Because
hurts.
he's a baby.
My ear hurts because of his complaining.
He's a little tiny diaper baby.
Little baby.
And that diaper is loaded.
Oh, just like Roderick.
I don't even know what to say to anyone in my real life about this. My parents aren't home. My sister isn't home. I haven't told any of my friends. Any advice now that it's true he cheated on me? Well, you just break up with him and move on with your life.
Yeah.
Update number 2. I just texted him it's over, so I've dumped him.
Nice.
Huzzah!
Yay. Woo.
And we have some comments, but OP doesn't reply. So that is the end of that story. Yeah, it sucks to have a breakup. It sucks to be cheated on.
Yeah.
But the good news is that you didn't waste any more of your time on this
No.
pathetic little baby.
You just
Just play the potential
just-
breakup song by Ali and AJ.
That's
Good
right.
to go.
before he cheats. Was that song?
Nope.
But we got another story, folks. Coming right up.
Yeah, we do, and it's right here. Wabow!
I accidentally proposed to my boyfriend last night, and he told me no.
Well, it was an accident.
And this comes directly from the r/OK Storytime subreddit. My 37 female boyfriend, 43 male, we're going to refer to him as Max, and I have been together for about 7 months. Neither of us were looking for a relationship, and we were only supposed to be friends, but ended up being a bit more than that. By the way, this comes from Ready Disaster 1248. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Keon. Wow, that's ooh, wow,
One more time. By the way, this comes from Ready Disaster 1248. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
Oh, I gotta say.
He's sassy. Look at him. He's
He's so
sassy.
I gotta
sassy.
say.
He's sassing.
I'm Keon, and every time you guys mess this up, I feel like you buy me a drink.
Anyway, we're here to give good advice goofily. But we don't have all the answers. We just only know what we do. Let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, a little bit of background. We met through my second ex-husband, who I'll refer to as Jason. Interesting. As they are cousins by marriage. Interesting. Max moved in with Jason back in February. Around that time, I broke up with my ex of 6 years and decided that I wanted to be single for at least a year to find myself again. I don't have many friends, and I didn't realize how lonely coming home to an empty house can be. So I started to hang out with Jason a couple times during the week. Max worked afternoon shifts, so we would only see each other maybe once a week. I decided to have a couple of drinks one weekend after a crap week at work and called my ex Jason to vent. Max was listening and contributing to the conversation as I went on speakerphone. And just before my ex went to bed, we exchanged numbers and added each other on social media. We talked until 5 a.m. the next morning on FaceTime, just about random things. The next weekend, Max and I decided to hang out at my house, and we ended up hooking up. I thought it was just going to be a one-off thing because Max is essentially attracted to the same gender with bi tendencies, as he likes to say. But we connected in so many different ways, and feelings began to slowly develop. I realized that I was falling for him during a phone call that lasted from about 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. the next morning.
That's going to be an indicator right there.
Yeah. Max initially proposed being in a relationship while we were drinking about 4 to 5 months ago at my house. I asked him the next morning while we were sober if he meant it. He said he did. Okay.
But
We
did
talked
he,
about
did he
it.
mean it?
Yeah, did he mean it? Are you sure? And then that was it. He started to introduce me to the people most important to him in June and July, which indicated that things were starting to get more serious, especially after he asked my 8-year-old son for his thoughts about us being together.
Oh, dude, that's
Hey,
messed
little
up.
Jimmy, what you think about your mom, me and your mom being together?
Hey, little Jimmy,
I don't know.
you want a new dad?
What do you mean you're together? What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
I could be
I
your
got-
daddy.
I got nothing to add
You-
to the Jimmy combo.
He moved in with me in my spare room at the beginning of August as he and Jason were starting to butt heads. Interesting that you
Okay.
all moved in together, but I'm always a proponent for separate rooms so you can have a little bit of privacy.
Privacy?
Privacy?
Privacy.
Privacy. We had some ups and downs of learning how to live together and navigate our relationship, and we've been cohabitating well, which leads to last night. I worked for 21 days straight between 2 different jobs, and I've just been exhausted as I sometimes have to work between 8 to 16 hours a day. Max didn't realize that I worked that many days straight. We didn't even see each other yesterday before I came home to change and leave for my other job, and then I came home for the night a little after 9 p.m. He has treated me better than anyone else that I have been in a relationship with. He helps around the house, he's there for me emotionally, encourages me to be a better person and mom, and loves me for who I am, faults and all. And I feel the same way about him. Without really thinking beforehand, I was looking at him and we're talking and just having a good time and unwinding. I sat on my knees on the floor, looked up at him, and for whatever reason, my brain and mouth kind of just accidentally asked him to marry me.
Huh. How does that accidentally happen?
I think it's the way that you accidentally tell people that you love them.
I don't
No,
accidentally do
it's-
that.
I don't know. I've
Oh,
never
okay.
accidentally said, "Will you marry me?" to somebody.
I don't think I've
And
ever
he-
accidentally said I love you to somebody like that.
That's not true. He told me no, which kind of surprised me. He asked me why I wanted to get married and if anything would really change afterwards. I mean, other than legalities, nothing would really change. I did ask him why he didn't want to, and he said that he just wasn't ready. That's fair. It's only been 7
Yeah.
months. By the way, I hope that you guys are ready to listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search for Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story. I don't think this is the end of your relationship.
Doesn't have to be.
I don't think it has to be.
But if it's weird after this forever, it might be.
Then maybe.
It really just depends on how y'all handle it and move forward.
I think you could handle it maturely. I think that he's not saying, I don't want to be with you at all. He's saying, it's only been 7 months. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
We ended up at a little bit of a tiff afterwards, and I did bring up that I think he doesn't want to marry me because I'm not a man. Why did you bring that up?
Well, because that's a fair thing to think, potentially, but that has nothing to do really with you proposing after 7 months.
Yeah.
It's more like, well, you knew going into this, he literally, was it him or y'all, or did you agree that he's essentially a gay man with bi tendencies? And
I don't know. I think that,
that
he just...
if that's the case, then, well, maybe a relationship with you isn't something that's going to
I don't
be
think
in
that's
the
the issue
realm
here.
of, I mean, it's
I don't think that's the issue here. I think that
I-
he's said that he...
natural to have that thought, though, I think.
Sure, but I don't think that's the issue here. Because I think that he said, I am more attracted to men usually, but he's attracted to OP. He wouldn't be in a relationship with OP unless he was attracted to her.
But it's more of like, well, yeah, that could be why, but it's also only been 7 months, you know?
Yeah, I think it's more so that. And I did bring up one of his exes that he did at one point want to marry, which was wrong and unfair. I'm just a little surprised as to how hard I took his rejection of my proposal. I'm just not sure where to go from here. I don't think just because he declined my proposal means the relationship is over, But I think maybe I should just pull myself back a little bit emotionally and prepare myself for the worst. I don't know. What do you think? No, I don't think that you should do that. I think that you should have a conversation with him and say like, hey, was it just because you're not ready? Because I think I'm having a lot of insecurities. And I think that you were already having those insecurities.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were already festering if you immediately brought it up when you asked him to marry you after 7 months and then he had that reaction. I think that was already there. So we need to have that conversation and say, hey, I'm feeling a little insecure because of these thoughts. And then he'll probably say, that's not it at all. I am, like, in the past have been more, percentage-wise attracted to men. That does not mean that I'm not attracted to you. It's just a timing thing. And I don't think pulling back is going to be the answer. I think if you wanted to marry this guy, you need to have those hard conversations because your relationship is not going to improve otherwise. That's my thoughts.
Yes. Those are good thoughts.
Thanks. But that's the end of that story, and we got one more story coming right up.
I'm thinking of forgiving my cheating ex-boyfriend.
Don't.
Have some standards, gosh dang it.
I, 26 female, was in a relationship with my ex, 28 male, for 3 years. When everything happened, I was 23 and he was 25. Overall, we had a really good relationship, of course. Like any couple, we had small fights or sometimes bigger ones, but nothing that couldn't be solved. Honestly, I truly believed he was the one. I could see myself growing old with him, starting a family, and he even told me he was planning to propose.
I feel like planning to propose and proposing are two different things.
Yep.
You know?
I plan to learn Spanish.
Yeah. I also plan to learn Spanish, and here we are.
Here we are.
Poco Español between us.
Donde está el
Me llamo
biblioteca?
Sofia.
Wow, you got further than me.
By the way, this comes from user status ad 5495. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
And I'm Sam.
And I'm Keon.
And we are here to give you good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do, so if you do something different, let us know in the comments. And OP says, but then I discovered something that completely broke my trust. He had this best friend with whom he exchanged daily spicy photos with lots of noodles included and had conversations about the spicy sleep and even talked about running away together.
Daily?
Daily.
Just the same cycle?
Yeah.
Every day he says, oh, I just want to run away.
To me, that was emotional cheating.
Yes.
That's emotional
Well, I
cheating.
think it might go a little further
That's
than that.
emotional cheating.
Just emotional is crazy.
Every day he tells me he wants to run away.
I strongly suspect it was also physical.
Yeah.
Wait. Just be
You
clear.
stayed together?
Wait. Just be clear. This guy is sending daily noodles to the best friend.
And saying they want to run away together.
Yeah.
I mean, that is both emotional cheating and cyber cheating at the very least.
It's just let's just call it full-blown cheating. This
Just
is
cheating.
cheating.
I feel like it's one step
Don't even
below,
need-
like, insertion.
Oh, wow.
On Valentine's Day, the year we broke up, we were fighting over something silly. Instead of working things out with me, he went to see her at her mother's place.
Wait, see the friend?
A
that
few
he's been
months later,
spending- Wait,
girl,
Why are we still
listen
with
to
him?
me now.
wait,
Do
you went
not
to-
get back together with this guy. What are you doing? You stayed with him through all of this.
He
this
went
is
to go
insanity.
see her at her mother's house?
No,
No.
What the heck?
if you were telling me this in person
Yeah.
in front of me, I would literally be like shaking you by the shoulders. Like, no! Break up with this person!
You look like a muppet when you do that.
A few months later, I found messages where they were literally discussing meeting at her mom's house to have spicy sleep.
You're going to have spicy sleep at your mom's house.
Oh, maybe she's got a nice bedroom. Yeah.
She cooks for them after.
Yeah. Here you go, sweetie.
He's
There's
like-
quite an appetite in
Yeah,
there.
that sounded like you
Didn't
guys did
ya?
a lot of work. This whole thing went on for almost a year.
Why?
We eventually
Eventually?
broke up because of it.
Eventually.
Where is your support system?
Where are your standards?
Yeah.
Still.
Why are there people in your life saying leave? Shaking you like a Muppet little lady.
I will shake you,
saying
Muppet.
leave.
I will make you into Muppet style. Still, we tried to reconcile with one condition. He had to cut her off completely, but he didn't. I told him very clearly there's no space for both of us. It's either me or her. He chose to keep her in his life.
Why did you even give him that option?
God, he did. So you didn't stay with him.
That's crazy.
He's got to be
And
hot.
also, just one technicality, there obviously was space for at least a year.
Yeah, you had made space for this. You allowed space for this.
Yeah. You were the arbiter of that space. You gave a little, a shepherding zone for that space.
It was like LA LA parking laws when they're like, you can stay here from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. But then
You had
to leave.
And then after, you're getting towed. Yeah. Fast forward 2 years. I'm 26 now. He's 28. We're still in each other's lives.
Why?
I recently bought a house, and he's been my biggest support through everything.
What?
Always there when I need help.
Yeah, I guess the devil's been my biggest supporter. What do you mean?
I know he still has feelings for me and wants us to get back together. Honestly, I still have feelings for him, too. And by the way, you can listen to full episodes with stories like this, and I have a lot of feelings about it, on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search OK Storytime. My girl! We are moving on. You have a house now. I bet you he wants to use it to cheat on you with.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mom's still going to make dinner afterwards.
He's going to move his mom into your house so she can make home-cooked meals after he's done cheating on you. What are we even talking about?
The thing is that, OP, this man betrayed your trust and cheated on you, and you were like, that's okay. Hey, stop it. But that continued, and then you stayed with him for a while, and then finally you were like, you know what? There's only room in this town for one of us. He picked the other girl, and then you're like, well, I guess you can stay in my life. Get him out of there. You've got rot in your basement.
It's time for us to go to the Backbone store and buy the most robust unit they have for sale. I'm talking all the vertebrae.
Yeah.
T1 through C, whatever. I ain't a chiropractor.
I'm thinking metal exoskeleton kind of vibe.
We need to buy the
Wolverine.
Here's the problem. Whoa, here's the problem. We just got to the problem.
Here's the problem, guys.
The last time we talked about reconciliation, I asked him to prove that he had changed and that he wasn't talking to her anymore. His response, he laughed and admitted he still talks to her.
So there we have it. He asked for reconciliation. You said, well, you can't talk to her anymore. He said he is. So then there's no reconciliation.
I agree.
OP doesn't feel that way. OP says, now I feel stuck.
Why? You can't keep giving ultimatums.
I feel like this is a person that is just stepping in quicksand intentionally. She's like, I want to be stuck. I want to fall through the sand and never move. And this guy is quicksand.
He's
emotional quicksand.
OP's that piece of spaghetti that you throw on the ceiling to see if it's good, and it just stuck up there.
This is just probably their only real relationship. Somehow they feel, for whatever circumstances, that this is just the only person.
It's fate
that they can have. That this is the only
There's
person
other
for
people.
them. And I don't know why, but that's how they feel. And it's not true.
It ain't true.
OP says, part of me wants to sit down and have a serious conversation with him. To
Dude,
set
it's been
clear boundaries
years.
and rules if we ever try again. Don't try again.
Dude, it's been years.
This guy's gotta be
This
hot.
guy is
This guy's
Captain.
hot.
I
feel like she's just touching a stove that's on, and it's like, ow, it's hot. Ow. And she's just like, wait, it's so hot. Should I keep burning myself? And she keeps choosing to burn herself.
This is
Maybe
the girl
if
in
I
50
talk
First
to the
Dates.
stove kindly, the
That's no
stove will
memory.
stop
Yeah, and
burning
Adam
me.
Sandler kept cheating on her.
Oh, that would be such a cursed movie.
Oh my God.
It's such a cursed movie. Your girlfriend has amnesia.
All right, here we
You want
go,
her
OP.
to
That'd be awful.
This is
That's
part
what
of you.
That's what this is.
I want
51st.
you to listen to this part of you, OP. Another part of me feels like he'll never change,
Yes.
and maybe the healthiest thing would be to move on completely, maybe even with therapy to process all of this.
Yes,
I want you to listen to that on repeat
I want you.
every day.
I want you to forget every other part of this story and focus on that one sentence.
Get everything you know.
What do you think, Reddit?
Yeah.
Is this worth giving another chance under
No.
strict conditions? Or should I accept that he'll never let her go
Yes.
and finally move on for good? That part.
OP, you've never told us anything good about this guy.
This man is a polar bear. And you're like, maybe if I give the polar bear a lot of sort of enrichment activities and I create a really nice habitat for the polar bear won't want to eat me.
Yeah, the polar bear is cute,
The
but it
polar
still
bear,
wants to eat you.
by its nature,
Will always try to eat you.
True.
because you are to be eaten. And over the course of your relationship with this man, it has become clear that you are to be cheated on. So,
You don't deserve
you
it.
find a different guy.
To be clear, you do not deserve any of this.
No.
And therefore need to leave. Don't subject yourself to it.
This is not a thing to be reconciled. It's a thing to be moved on from.
Yeah.
And may you do that. Dude, and don't you dare get back with this guy.
Just cut off contact with this guy.
But that is the end of that story. But we've got some comments.
Yes, we do.
Finish this episode off.
The comments are from the video, I banned my mom from seeing my daughter. This was posted on October 4th, 2025. This is going to be the second story of that episode, so keep that in mind. Here's a quick little TLDR. Opie has a complicated, often hurtful history with her stepmother, Sharon. They've had ups and downs, sometimes rebuilding trust, especially around Opie's kids. Recent conflicts and a suspiciously timed party invite leaves Opie torn between keeping peace for her kids or protecting them from emotional manipulation. If you're curious to know the full story, you can go watch the full video. And we do have some comments here. Do you guys remember the story? I don't.
I don't.
I don't, but if you want to watch it, you know where to go
You
find
know where
it.
to go. And we have a comment here by Gesa Horda 1. I'm glad y'all are confused on story 2 because that means you haven't experienced it. It is very normal for abusers to be nice sometimes and love bomb you. Okay.
Yeah, that is true. I'm
Very
not
true.
confused about that.
I feel
That's very
like
true.
abusive relationships are not marked by their highs, but marked by their lows. Like usually abusive relationships to keep you, they give you like the sweet stuff.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the cycle of abuse.
A cycle of abuse.
And we have another comment here by Lauren McMurdy. I am not seeing where OP says they are, to some extent, responsible for the drama with the father's wife, because it sounds like she is 100% the a-hole, and he's just as much a deadbeat as she is a psychopath. I don't understand why OP has any contact whatsoever with those losers. Again, it's that cycle.
It's the cycle.
Mhm.
It's not good.
And we have one final comment here by Summer Rain, IZ5SW. Summer Rain says, dang, the mom in the second story would have been great friends with my mom. Highly faced.
Oh.
Oof.
But those are the ends of those comments and the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you
And
and see you tomorrow.